commemorates the resurrection of Jesus Christ after 3 days of death. The true power of Easter transcends attending church services and rituals. This is very central in the belief of Christian religion. The significance of Easter holiday in celebration and resurrection of Jesus, a time for hope and joy, and a time for family and community to celebrate and have a sober reflection. This is the focus of Panorama today, reaching you live from Kaduna Network Center. It's a pleasure to have you join us. My name is Salamatu Lukman Muhammad. President Bola Tinubu extends Easter wishes to Christians, urging reflection on sacrifice, redemption, love, and hope. He draws inspiration from Easter message, reaffirming his commitment to a renewed hope for a better Nigeria. The president acknowledges recent tragic incidents, assuring citizens of his administration's resolve to restore peace and security. The president says clear directives have been given to the armed forces and all relevant security agencies to end insecurity decisively and without delay. He equally joined the global Christian community in thanking God for Pope Francis' recovery, praying that his renewed strength continues to inspire his leadership and service to humanity. He urges Nigerians to remain hopeful, united, and resolute in pursuing national progress, praying that Easter spirit fills heart with renewed faith in Nigeria's possibilities. Moving on, President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, has enjoined Christians and all Nigerians to use the occasion of the celebration of Easter to eschew political, religious, and ethnic biases and unite for the progress and general well-being of the nation. Akpabio, in a statement, admonished those perpetrating mass killings across the country to respect the sacredness of human life, show love instead of hatred, and abandon their evil ways, and urged Nigerians to reach out to the victims. While congratulating the Christian faithful for successfully completing the 40-day Lenten fast and now celebrating another Easter, he appealed that we all show love to one another irrespective of differences, and to also emulate Jesus Christ's spirit of humility, love, and sacrifice. The Senate President also urged Christians not to relent in prayers after Easter, but to continue seeking God's intervention in the affairs of the nations. Similarly, Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu joins Christians across the country to celebrate Easter, extending her heartfelt wishes for a joyous and peaceful occasion. In her message marking the celebration, she describes Easter as a reminder of the enduring power of love and the selfless sacrifice of Jesus Christ, and the hope his resurrection brings to all humanity. As Christians come together with their loved ones, friends, neighbors, and community to mark this special time, the First Lady admonishes them to remember the less privileged and extend compassion and support wherever they can. She prays that the spirit of Easter inspires Nigerians to uplift the vulnerable, love one another, make sacrifice when necessary, and work together to build a peaceful and prosperous nation for all. The story of Easter is recorded in books of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, which captures the accounts of events of Easter and the resurrection morning. Easter celebration is centered around unconditional love, sacrifice, forgiveness, and reconciliation, Achari Maxwell reports.
The story of Easter is captured in John 3:16, where the show of love is first demonstrated on the cross of Calvary by Christ himself.
You know, the resurrection of Christ to me gives me hope that tomorrow is going to be good and we're going to see Christ soon.
We think about the things God has done for us, how he has been good to us, and then go back to Christ.
So I believe it's a season of a new transformation where you establish your salvation in a new dimension.
Christians are expected to live a life of love, peace, and hope.
We are all, during this Lenten period, taught to refrain or to keep ourselves from some pleasures, from some comfort, for the purpose of having meaningful and quality time with our Creator by way of rendering service and fasting and looking up to Him in prayers.
Easter remains a critical time for sober reflection and sacrificing for one another as Christ teaches.
With me to shed more light on the significance of Easter is Reverend Joseph Hayab, Chairman Khan. Sir, glad to join us on Panorama.
Thank you for having me, and happy Easter to all of us.
All right, can you shed more light on the significance of Easter?
Yeah, Easter is a celebration of the victory of Jesus over sin, over death, over rejection, over suffering, and every negative thing that you can think about. But the foundation is that God, through the prophet, prophesied that Jesus will come, Jesus will die, Jesus will resurrect. Without Jesus' death and resurrection, there would have been nothing like Christianity. There would have been nothing like Easter. So when Christians meet to celebrate this wonderful, this great display of God's power and love for humanity, I like what the reporter said. You see, the foundation of it is for God so loved the world. And what did He do? He gave His only begotten Son, so that whoever believes shall not perish but have everlasting life. Because He gave His Son had to suffer, His Son had to die, and then raise up from the dead to show the great power of God and God's redemption plan for humanity. And the interesting message there is that God so loved the world, not God so loved Christians, not God so loved my tribe or your tribe or the other tribe or that race. God so loved the world. And when you talk about the world is made up of different people, different tribe, different religion, different identity. God loves all of us, and He gave His Son. So Jesus did not die for those of us who go to church. He died for every human being, including those of us who go to church. So when we come to Easter, it reminds us of that great sacrifice. And the Bible says, greater love has no man than this, for one to lay down his life for his friend. So what do we do as Christians? Making sacrifice for common good, making sacrifice for great nation, making sacrifice to show a difference. I said somewhere, and I want to repeat here, that one of the greatest lessons of Christmas is Easter is how Judas betrayed Jesus. You see, there is so much betrayal going on in our country, in our nation, and especially in the fight against insurgency. The fact about it is that it's the betrayal of some Nigeria that has made it difficult for either government or security agencies to be able to tackle this. What do you gain by betraying your country? What do you gain by betraying your neighbor? What do you gain by betraying people who love you so dear? There's no other place you have the liberty, you have the freedom, you have the right than Nigeria. If you betray Nigeria by exposing Nigerians to evil, by allowing evil people to torment your fellow citizens, to kill your fellow citizens, to kidnap your fellow citizens and demand for ransom, what do you gain? At the end, you lost everything. Judas ended up a dead man and nothing to use the money for. So I want to urge Nigerians, in the spirit of Easter, one thing we should resolve to is to love this country, to make sacrifice for this country, and no one of us should betray this country. Everything you do, do it for God and for the good of Nigeria.
Now that you've touched on the lessons and advice to Christians out there and Nigerians, we thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Once again, happy Easter.
Same to you, Reverend. Moving on, the presidency has reacted to a report alleging that the Vice President Kashim Shettima has been denied entry to presidential villa. In a statement by the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Communication, Office of the Vice President Stanley Watcher described the report as false, saying nothing of such happened. The recent publication by some obscure blogs alleging that armed military units have barricaded the vice president from accessing the presidential villa is not only the widest expression of wishful thinking, but a clear indication that the purveyors of these tales have exhausted both ink and imagination. The statement said the vice president remains focused on his duties and on supporting the president in achieving the aspirations of Nigerians. The Southwest geopolitical zone has become the 5th region in the country to join the Free to Shine triple elimination campaign train. This follows the flag off of the campaign by Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu in Akure, the Ondo capital. State House correspondent Adeni Taiwo had the details.
Southwest Nigeria posts HIV/AIDS prevalence ratio of 1.1% among adults aged 15 to 49, with a slightly higher prevalence among females standing at 1.5% compared to males of 0.8%. Oluwatomilayo's piece on positive lifestyle as a requirement for healthy youth set the stage for Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu to flag off the Free to Shine triple elimination campaign in the zone. Focused on prevention, the launch of the campaign aims to further scale down prevalence among target groups, particularly women of reproductive age and young children.
Also, it is reported that most infants born to HIV-positive mothers are not tested within the first 2 months of birth, largely due to the fact that the mothers are not aware or they are ignorant of the consequences of their inaction. The goal of this campaign is to address the growing complacency in the response to the spread of HIV/AIDS in Africa.
While emphasizing the need to deepen engagement with all stakeholders, the First Lady also highlights the imperative of rolling back the culture of stigmatization against sufferers and survivors of the disease.
I want to commend the association and members of the Association of People Living with HIV/AIDS for their testimonies. Their stories serve as a powerful reminder of resilience and hope, inspiring others living with HIV/AIDS to seek the support and treatment they deserve with courage.
As we flag off the triple elimination campaign, we do so with the hope that no woman will have to fear preventable disease during pregnancy.
The request made for free or heavily subsidized liver and kidney function tests for Nigerians living with HIV/AIDS is receiving the attention of the National AIDS and STI Control Program, and we're working with the National Health Insurance Agency to get such people covered.
This campaign is about action at every level, local, national, and global. It's about empowering women, engaging men, and educating communities.
With the successful launch of the campaign in the Southwest, the Southeast is the only zone waiting to be activated. From Akure in Ondo State, Adeni Taiwo, NTA News.
You're watching Panorama live from Kaduna Network Center. We'll go on a short break. There'll be more reports after this time out. Please stay tuned. For staying tuned. Efforts to move away from mono economies yielding positive results as Nigerian Entertainment and Economic Roundtable is championing the cause of harnessing the potential in the arts, culture, tourism, and creative economy. Glory Agbo reports.
It is a collaboration of ideas on how best to tap from the rich cultural heritage of art and creativity in Nigeria to diversify the economy. It's all engaging, different strokes for different folks. From the rich leather works from Sokoto to the tie and dye from Oshun, the delectable dance steps from Cross River, and delicacies from Akwa Ibom, and many more. This gathering is leveraging on the potential of the creative and tourism industries that can be contributed to enhance cultural exchange and promote inclusive growth in Nigeria.
We have seen that we can no longer continue to rely on proceeds from oil and gas alone.
Our country needs economic diversification. We consider the cultural tourism ecosystem to be, like I said, a cash cow that has been sleeping. So this is a wake-up call for the people of Nigeria, for our economic managers, especially those who are the subnational levels.
It's an open administration for investors to come to Nasarawa State. Nasarawa State have a lot of natural untapped endowment.
Participants agreed that the collaboration among creative and tourism industry practitioners, policymakers, and investors will contribute immensely to the GDP in Nigeria and globally. The roundtable is themed Culture and Tourism, Unlocking Possibilities and Locating Pathways to Rapid Economic Diversification. In Abuja, Glory Agbo, NTA News.
Bauchi State Police Command says it will continue employing modern policing in crime control in line with global best practice. These were the words of the state new Commissioner of Police Sani Omolori Aliu during his maiden press briefing at the command's headquarters in Bauchi. Zainab Agbola tells us more.
The Commissioner, while commending the officers and men of the command, as well as his predecessors, for resilience and professionalism, assured of an integrated intelligence-led community policing which will transcend into a holistic community support. According to him, the command under his watch will be more proactive in handling cases before escalation and preventive measures in crime-prone areas in the state.
My fundamental duty is to serve mankind, to safeguard lives and property, to protect the innocent against deception and the weak against oppression or intimidation, ensuring the peaceful coexistence of all citizens in the state while guarding against violence and disorder.
CP Sani Omolori commended Bauchi State Government for its unwavering support to the command and charged residents of the state to provide the police with useful information on the hideouts of criminals to nib their nefarious activities in the board. In Bauchi, Zainab Agbola, NTA News.
On security, the Nigerian Air Force has reiterated its commitment to developing technologies and other resources to drive result-oriented force for optimal performance. Director Research and Development, Nigerian Air Force Air Vice Marshal Ndubisi Samuel Okoro stated this during the Research and Development Competition for Air Force Regiment Training, Kaduna. Siraj Abdullahi reports.
Participants drawn from different formations and units showcase their scientific innovations and display technical skills with a view to grow home technology for service efficiency within the challenging operational environment. Director Research and Development of the Nigerian Air Force, Air Vice Marshal Ndubisi Samuel Okoro, lauded the efforts of the participants, encouraging them to come up with the more sophisticated and practical solutions that will take the force to the next level of proficiency.
Notable R&D products such as the Mi-35 helicopter diaphragm, Alpha Jet aircraft heat shields, rocket launchers and rockets produced through local research and development have been deployed in various theaters of operation, thereby enhancing NAV operational capability. This height of success would not have been attained without the contribution of the Ground Training Command. It is therefore heartwarming that the Ground Training Command is contributing its own quota to achieving the desired self-reliance that is helping to sustain NAV operations across the country.
Regiment Training Center Annex Bauchi emerged the overall winner of the 2025 competition. The competition, which is an annual event, becomes a platform for the officers and men of the Nigerian Air Force to showcase their talents for the overall development of the Nigerian Armed Forces. In Kaduna, Suraj Abdullahi, NTA News.
Away from the NAF regiment training, the Nigerian Army will continue to leverage training and retraining of its personnel for professionalism in line with global best practices in carrying out its operations. Correspondent Haruna Muhammad reports that the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Lufemi Oluyede, gave the assurance at workshop intensifying warrior ethos post-traumatic stress disorder and drug abuse in the Nigerian Army held in Kachia.
Just like the soldier's creed, mission first, never quit, and never leave a comrade behind. In line with the command philosophy of the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede, this workshop is with team intensifying warriors' ethos, post-traumatic stress disorder, and drug abuse in the Nigerian Army.
This is in line with the pillar of the Chief of Army Staff Command philosophy, which is hinged on transforming the Nigerian Army through effective leadership, sound administration, professionalism, and combat readiness.
From trauma to triumph, building combat-ready warriors, the Chief of Army Staff in message and other resource persons agree sustaining the Army's core value will reinforce competence, cohesion, and morale of the troops. These, among other challenges of stress disorder and drug abuse, must be addressed especially through a strong commitment and adherence to the tenets of warriors' ethos and other adaptations while upholding comradeship.
Given new forms of non-traditional threats, soldiers must be prepared to face challenges beyond the conventional combat by adapting warrior ethos to the complexities of modern warfare.
The event, under the auspices of the Department of Army Transformation and Innovation, also featured planting of trees at the Nigerian Army School of Artillery, Kachia. Haruna Muhammad, NTA News.
Health is wealth, the saying goes, and the Naval Officers' Wives Association, NOAA, has taken a significant step in emphasizing this mantra through their recent 4-kilometer walk at the Naval Unit at Sokoro. Defense correspondent Naja Atutijani reports.
Step by step, members of NOAA and sister associations stride towards wellness. As they walk, they foster camaraderie and support one another. Over 5,000 steps and 4 kilometers later, the military wives count the benefits of walking, which experts say range from improved cardiovascular health to enhanced mental clarity. NOAA says it hopes that other women will emulate the military wives.
But this work isn't just about physical fitness. It's about the holistic well-being. Let's work together, not just for ourselves, but for the message we send, that health is a priority.
I'll talk about exercise and also talk about wellness. We all know that exercise is vital for our daily living. It helps, reduces so many diseases.
Small actions like taking a walk can have a profound impact on our lives and the lives of those around us.
The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, and for NOAA, every step towards health counts. Naja Atutijani, NTA News.
On sports update, let's join Peter Oyibo.
Let's get started with match day 34 of the Nigerian Premier Football League as Enugu Rangers battle already relegated Lobby Stars, while Eyimba welcomes Kano Pillars in Aba. Abia Warriors target Katsina United to maintain continental push. Ekanami Warriors face high-flying Ikorodu City. Kwara United ready to bounce back in Owerri as Rivers United eye victory in Port Harcourt to keep pressure on Remo Stars. Relegation battling Aqua United faces Plateau United, while Bender Insurance hosts Nasarawa United at the Zambian Ogbemudia Stadium, Benin City. Still on football, the Nigerian Flamingos are set to pick the maximum point ahead of their FIFA Under-17 World Cup qualifying match, as head coach Bankole Olowokere said the Flamingos will aspire to win big in their FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup qualifying match against North African side Algeria at the Raymond Stars Stadium, Ikane. The return leg is scheduled on Friday, 25th April 2025 in Oja. This year's FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup Finals will take place in Morocco, 17th October to 5th November 2025. Meanwhile, 27 female teams are set to compete for honors in the women's category of the Prosperity Cup tournament as defending champions Niger Delta University team and Diamond Stars, among others, are to play at the Bishop Demerick Grammar School, BGDS Center, after draws were concluded in the women's category in the ongoing Prosperity Cup tournament.
The government is so serious about sports development. You know, we're already building a 25,000 capacity stadium. And the government is doing so much. The government has been supporting all kinds of activities that has to do with sports.
These are the things we want to see. And I can assure you, with the improvement, with the increase in the number of participating teams going forward, we will be seeing more home-based girls, more Bielsa girls.
Finally, to tennis, top seed Carlos Alcaraz is through to the Barcelona Open semi-finals with a straight-set win over Alex de Minaur. Alcaraz defeated the Australian 5th seed 7-5, 6-3. The world number 2 Carlos Alcaraz will next play France Autofil in the semi-finals. With sports updates, Peter Oibo, NTA News.
Oibo's sports report completes Panorama today. We appreciate your time. Thanks for watching.